Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Following Our Books. For today's video I am talking about book series that I have quit or don't plan on finishing. So a majority of these books on my list are books that I've read like more than one in the series. So like I've either read 2 books or 3 books and then I just stopped. And yes, I do plan on doing a video of the book series that I have read, like the first book, but don't plan on continuing. So if you do really want to see that, let me know, but I'll probably end up doing it because there are a lot of books that I read like the one book and then I have no interest in reading, but I don't consider it like finishing a series. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Anyways, let's just get started. So the first series on my list is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. I have read the first 3 books plus one of the novellas. But I actually loved this series up until the 3rd book. But anyways, I read Throne of Glass and then I read Crown of Midnight. And then I think I read The Assassin's Blade. I read all of the novellas in here. And then I stopped at Air of Fire. I read Air of Fire and I just wasn't enjoying it anymore. It was going into a direction I didn't care about anymore. So I was just like, I'm gonna stop because I don't want to waste $20 on a hardback if I don't like the series anymore. So I just stopped and I really don't feel guilty about stopping the series and like not finishing it. Whatever. Another series I've quit is one that I kind of feel bad about, but that is the A Book of Spirits and Thieves trilogy by Morgan Rhodes. This is kind of the spin-off trilogy for Fallen Kingdoms, which I love Fallen Kingdoms. That series is probably the only fantasy series that I've stuck with for a while, but I enjoyed book 1 and then book 2 came along, The Darkest Magic, and I was just like, I don't care about the characters, I don't care about the story, I just found it really bleh, so I'm not gonna read the 3rd one. The 3rd one comes out I think in the summer or something, and I'm not gonna read it, sadly, but although the spines look really cute together, but I'm not going to pick up the 3rd one. But if you are a die-hard Fallen Kingdoms fan, I do recommend A Book of Spirits and Thieves because you may like it more than I did. I just clearly you'll see a theme with these books and what genre they are. So next one is a quite popular one, and that is The Young Elites by Marie Lu. I have read The Young Elites and The Rose Society, and I enjoyed book 1. Book 2, I am out of focus. Book 2, I was just really confused, and I just realized I'm not understanding anything. I don't care. So I'm not going to read the 3rd one. The 3rd one came out last year, the year before. I don't even remember anymore, but it's been a while. The spines do look really cute. Yeah, I'm just not going to finish the series, so. Another series that I'm not going to finish, which makes me sad because I like this author, and that is Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. The first book, Trial by Fire, and Firewalker. They had a cover change. But yeah, I just didn't care. I liked the story and the premise. It was about witches in like an alternate Salem or whatever, and it had alternate universes and witches and stuff, but it was interesting. There's this thing with the Josephine Angelini's books is that they're super long, and like the writing, like, you know, those long chapters. This is an author that does long chapters, and I cannot stand that. But I did enjoy them when I read them. It's just I don't see myself picking up the 3rd book like ever. So another series I won't be finishing is Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh and Ice Like Fire. I read Snow Like Ashes literally, I think, the week it came out, and I liked it. It was one of the fantasy series that I actually really liked and understood and cared about, but I read the second book and I wasn't a fan as much. Like, I liked it and I found that I followed along with it really, really well, but it just wasn't, I just kind of grew out of it, I guess. I was just like, I don't really care anymore, so I stopped. But I do recommend this trilogy because I did like book 1 and 2. I think I gave them both 4 stars, but my reading tastes have changed, and I don't know. I feel like I might pick up the 3rd book in like the future, but for now, I'm not finishing this trilogy. And then I have 3 other series that I think I've unhauled them, so I took pictures to remember. But the Fifth Wave trilogy by Rick Yancey, I won't be finishing. I read the Fifth Wave and the Infinite Sea, and I was just bored. I feel like a lot of these I just got bored. But the first book, the Fifth Wave, I liked, but I don't even know why I picked up book 2 because I didn't even like the Fifth Wave that much. Like, I feel like I liked it because everybody else did, and I felt like bad if I didn't, which now I don't care, but yeah, I just didn't like it that as much as everybody else did, so I read the Infinite Sea and I was like, this is boring, I don't care, and I never picked up The Last Star. Next one is the Immortal Rules by Julie Kagwa. I think the series is called Blood of Eden. The first book is The Immortal Rules, the second book is The Eternity Cure, and this series is really interesting, but I have a thing with Julie Kagwa's books. I find her writing difficult for me to get into, I guess, but her stories are so interesting. The Immortal Rules is kind of like a dystopian paranormal. It's about like vampires and how they like rule the world and whatever, so essentially humans are like slaves to the vampires. Anyways, the premise was really cool and I did really like the characters. I just find her writing so hard for me to get into, so it's sad because her book seems so interesting and I've read 4 of her books and I wish I could get into them, but I can't. And the next series is the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. I read the first 2 books. I mean, this is the obvious one. I unhauled the books. Again, this is kind of the same as Julie Kagwa. I really liked the story itself, the plot and the characters, but the writing was just so hard to read. Like, I don't understand how people read her books and like enjoy her writing style. It's just so hard to read. Like, it's just not my thing. So those are all of the book series that I have quit or that I'm not finishing. I probably have more than what I picked, but I didn't want to make this video too long. Also, I talked about doing the books of like where I read the first book, and I'm not gonna like continue on. I think I'll do that also because that's kind of interesting. I read a lot of first books in a series and never continue, and I feel like I should talk about them. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know any series that you have started and then you just quit halfway through and you're like, this series is not for me. Let me know what books those were for you. Make sure to give this video a like, subscribe, follow me on all my other social media, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!